I'm sitting here watching Wizard Liz, and I literally, this is Marshmallow. I did this literally a year ago, and I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. Okay, so I've been talking to my friends a lot this year, and basically they have told me that I keep going in circles, and I recognize this, and I'm clear about that in my mind. And my friends mentioned that to me as well. But more than just like going in circles, they say I keep making the same kind of mistakes or doing the same shit over and over because I don't know who I am. And that I think is very true because like first of all, I don't know if you guys did this when like TikTok was like banned for like 5 days in America and everyone was like moving on to Red Note, Zhao Hongshu, I think. If you got on there and like were like, wow, like this is so cute, like the Chinese social media app is really like great and stuff. I did that and I'm still on it because I love the fucking vibes. I love the energy. I love the aesthetics. Everything is like, honestly, it's gorgeous. It's like a dream. And I look at it and I'm like, I fucking want my life to look like that. Like I want to be like those hot girls on there. Not like Chinese, not like Asian. I mean, they're just like so put together. They're wealthy, they seem smart, they're talented, they're fashionable, they're beautiful, they're clean, they're well put together, they're healthy. I know it's an image, but like you see what I'm saying? Like this is what I aspire to. This is what I want. And I was telling my friend about this. We went and got matcha the other day. And she was like, you literally said this like 5 months ago. Like we had this same exact conversation of you looking at these girls online and being like, I want to be them so badly. And she was like, I'm going to give you the same advice that I'm going to give you now. And that advice is that you should take what you like from these people online, but don't try to become them. Try to become yourself and try to become the best version of yourself and who you are and just what you want in general. And probably in the exact same way that I did several months ago when she told me this, I was like, shit, yeah, you're right. You're so right. Like this is 100%, this is what it's all about. Like, you're right. I get it. But recently I was thinking about things and I was like, why do I not know who I am? You know, I feel like there's so many people around me that are able, like basically, I guess, honestly, everybody around me. I've met people pleasers before, but I've never met a people pleaser at the level of myself, to be honest. Like never in my life have I met someone who people pleases as much as I have, who has no real sense of their identity. And like I was thinking about the people around me and they're like, okay, this is my goal. You know, I want to buy a house, so I'm working towards that. Or I want to do comedy. I want to write my own TV show, so they're working towards that. Or I want to have my own successful business and open a restaurant or whatever. So they're working on that. And then I feel like I'm just like here and existing. And I had goals and I tried to accomplish them and I guess they didn't work out. And I guess I kind of gave up, which again, that's a me problem. But I don't have that like true, what is the word? I don't have that true, like, I guess, stable sense of self where I'm like, yes, this is me, this has always been me, and I will continue to be me like this. And I do think that that would really help me in making decisions, in like making my life better. And to be honest, that's what like all the YouTubers say and all the influencers, that's what my friend says. They're all like, in order to accomplish your goals, in order to improve, in order to get better or whatever, you need to have a strong sense of self. You need to do something that you can accomplish. Oh, you know what? I don't want to miss out on this. I'll lean back so you can get because I want to record him and me. Can I see it? Yeah, it's very cute. But anyway, they're like, you need to have a good sense of self. And I was like, why did I lose my sense of self? And okay, I literally realized this like a few days ago. So that's why I'm recording this now. Because I want to talk about it and figure it out because I don't know what to do now. So I used to have a very strong sense of identity, actually. And that sense of identity was very clear for all of my adolescence, all the way through the end of high school. My identity was very obvious to me. It was twofold. I am smart. That was number one smartest thing. All my assignments, everything in school in general, except for calculus, very easy for me. Like I got it right away. I always knew I was smart. My teachers always reinforced I was smart. My parents at home reinforced I was smart. I was the classic gifted kid. You know, I graduated valedictorian. I was like, I am smart. Okay, so that's part one of my identity. The second part of my identity was also always very clear to me. It's I am nice. I am kind. I was always a kind person, and I always did my best to help others. You know, I would always hold the door for them. I always just like tried to think about other people. I would be picking up litter, like, I don't know, just little things in my day that I felt like, you know, maybe other people aren't doing this and I am, because it's part of my identity. And my identity is being nice. So now we come to where I am today. And why do I have no sense of identity? I no longer feel like I am smart, and I no longer feel like I am nice. And there are two main reasons for that. The smart thing, that is because I actually ended up going to a very good college. I ended up going to Harvard, which I was very, very proud of. And it kind of solidified for me, at least while I was in high school and when I got accepted. He's kissing me. It solidified for me that I am smart. You know, I was like, I've done it. I've done the impossible. Nobody would have expected this, that I would be like verified, so to speak, in this way by this institution. This institution has said that I am intelligent, and this is one of the best institutions in the world. It's a household name, Harvard. And then I got to Harvard, and everything was actually really hard. I was not smart in the way that it came to me so easily before. And everyone around me was much smarter than I was. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, my identity basically over the course of 4 years kind of eroded away, because I was like, yeah, I'm smart, but look at this kid. This kid basically won the Nobel Prize. Or I still remember my first class that I ever took at Harvard, the literal first class I ever sat in on, we had to read the Odyssey beforehand. And I did read it, and I finished it, and I was like, yeah, look at me, like, I read the Odyssey, like, I know what's going on. And then in class, the professor asked a question about they were like, what is the representation of the cave in this chapter? Like, what does it stand for? And everyone's hands, as far as I can recall, shot up. Many people's hands shot up. And I just sat there, and I was like, I didn't even know there had been a cave. Like, I was not even aware of the cave. And everyone's explaining, like, it's about, like, the womb, it's nature, it's blah, blah, blah. They all had these ideas. And I was like, I genuinely have nothing, because I didn't even know it existed. And that began, I think, a very long 4 years of me continually being faced with the fact that I was not as intelligent as I thought I was, and that these things were actually very difficult for me. And I actually was not able to perform at the standard, I think, of what a Harvard student should have been performing at. I still remember my one of my hardest classes. It was a poetry class where the teacher kind of like didn't bullshit me, and he was like, your essay sucks. He was like, it doesn't have a strong, like, the argument's not strong enough, you know, you didn't look at these sources correctly. And I was like, fuck, like, I actually really don't know what I'm doing, how to be intelligent. So that basically eroded away my understanding of myself as smart. And then the niceness. I don't know exactly when it started, when I didn't see myself as nice, but I will say it was completely eradicated at this time last year. I was trying to be very, very nice. I was trying to be a very good, a very kind, a very nice person, and it completely backfired. It hurt so many people, and it hurt me. So my attempts to be nice and my attempt to be kind completely did the opposite. And so I was kind of faced with the fact that, like, oh, maybe I'm not a nice person. And that's one thing that my friend mentioned to me this year as well. She was like, you call yourself a nice person and you think that you're a nice person, but you lack the skills to be a nice person in terms of, like, responsibility, etc., things like that. So now I guess my sense of self is at 0, and I have no idea, to be honest, I have no idea how to figure out who I am. I have not a clue in the world. It's genuinely, I don't know, if those were the 2 foundations of my identity, and now my foundations are completely crushed, completely destroyed, how am I supposed to figure out who I am now, especially if it may not be something that I like. You know, I'm also kind of worried and afraid that if I do a deep delve into like, who am I, like what's going on, then I'm not gonna like it. So I guess I am trying to restart the journey of myself and understanding myself. I'm just posting this as a YouTube. It's not aesthetic, it's not like pretty or whatever. It does have marshmallow though. Look at him, look at his feet. Wow. And that's a start. But I'm genuinely in the same place that I was last year, and I still have not figured out who I am. So I'm gonna maybe start this journey now and see if we can figure that out. And if you're in the same place, let's maybe do that together, because it's kind of sucks to not know who you are. At least that's how it's been for me. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me on this ramble, this 11-minute ramble, and bye. I'll probably upload again soon. Bye.